Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I really hope you are doing well. And as you see in the title of this video, today we're speaking about loneliness. Let me start by saying, haven't you noticed that nowadays everyone is distracted? Everyone is scrolling on their phone all the time, listening to music, speaking to other people, just to avoid being alone. They are avoiding themselves. Because that can be uncomfortable for many, and maybe for you too. That's why you're watching this video. That's why I want to tell you and show you why you should not fear loneliness, why you should not fear being alone. In fact, you should cherish it for a certain period in your life. I'm going to open the discussion by asking you, how would you know who you are if you have never listened to yourself? How would you know you if you have never listened to you and to your thoughts? You are distracted all the time with the opinion of people about you. Your friends, your co-workers, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your family. They have told you who to be. Society shaped a character or a personality, or should I say a cage for you, and told you how are you supposed to be, how to behave, how to not. That's wrong, that's right. And you believed them. And you know nothing about yourself. And you see yourself through their lens, through their eyes, not through your eyes. Because the only way you can know yourself and discover you is to study you and to analyze your behavior, to analyze your mind and your thoughts. You cannot do this if you're always distracted, if you're always around people, if you've never sit alone and just speak to yourself. Sit alone and analyze every reaction from you, every action that you do, every idea that you think about. Where do they all come from? Why am I triggered by this person? Why does this statement trigger me? Why does it make me mad? Am I friendly? Or I'm just weak and I don't have the ability to confront people and stand on my business? Am I generous, as my family or my friends say? Or I just believe that in order to be loved, I have to give. And I am unworthy of love unless I give people something. Am I ugly? Or was I just bullied when I was in 3rd grade? Am I ugly, or it's just society that has a distorted view on beauty? And what is beauty anyways? Am I in love with this person, or I'm just emotionally hungry? Or I'm just seeking attention? And what is love? Socially and scientifically and philosophically. Do I want to be a baker? That's why I chose this career. Or I grew up in a household where everyone is a baker, for example, and all what they did was praise this career. That's why I grew up to choose it. Being alone is a mirror, is a psychological mirror. Because sometimes you can be the person who's doing the bad actions, the bad things to other people, but you do not see it. Because you have never analyzed yourself. You can be the jealous friend. And you don't see it because you're all the time distracted and consumed by other people's businesses and other people's lives. You can be indeed the partner who suffocates the other, who's clingy all the time. Maybe because you have no life, maybe because you fear abandonment, maybe because you have some attachment style issues. I don't know. But only loneliness will make you study yourself, will make you discover yourself. Do I love this food? Or I just grew up eating it? Do I hate the other food? Or I just never tasted it? Let me discover that. Let me give you an example. I grew up in a household where we need the egg to be fully cooked. Like we cannot eat the egg yolk like that runny. And I always thought that it's gonna be bad until I tasted it. And now you can never see me eating a hard egg. Do I like the Moroccan kitchen or the Italian kitchen or the Persian kitchen or the Asian kitchen? I don't know. Discover yourself. And you can only discover yourself through loneliness, through being alone, through turning on the noise from everyone and everything. Social media, music that you listen to all the time to escape your reality. People opinion, especially people. It's so important for you, for a certain amount of time in your life, to be alone. And you start knowing yourself all over again. Am I lazy? Or I just never really had something to work for? Am I rude? Or just this exact group of people bring out the bad side of me because they are irrespectful? Am I content with my life? Or do I want more? And what does more look like to me? Do I have what it takes to achieve that more? If no, then what do I need to do to develop myself? Do I have any skills? What am I good at? And usually, after all these questions, you'll be surprised you will not just understand yourself, you will understand other people too. Because as much as we're different, as much as we're the same, you're gonna start being more empathetic. You're gonna start having more empathy towards people because now you do not see their acts as purely acts. You understand what they did. And why did they do what they did? What was the motive behind it? What was the trauma behind it? What was the thought process behind it? You see how beautiful it is to be alone. Second, when you have never lived alone, you don't have the ability to detach. Detach from the agreed on general superficial beliefs that society tells you every day. You don't have the ability to think for yourself. And even now, if you go through all the beliefs or the things you stand for, you're gonna find that you inherited them. You did not create them, you did not think about them yourself. They are just inherited. And if you dig a little bit deeper, you're gonna find that the majority of those beliefs got created a very long time ago by human beings just like you for purely political and financial reasons. But you cannot see that if you're always saturated with what the media and the society and the culture and the customs of your culture are trying to convince you of. In order to detach from that and to start thinking for yourself and to not let someone else think in your place, you have to go alone for a period of time until you start seeing everything clear and until you start understanding everything and until you start doubting everything. Everything. And when I say everything, I do not exclude nothing from it. Everything. Study everything they have taught you. Where did it come from? Who put it? And why? And how? By what rules? Who decided the rules? Who said so? Study the historical environment where those decisions and those customs of your culture and your society and those ideas and beliefs got created in. Do not just be driven by what people tell you. Analyze everything. Do not even take my speech right now as something that you should go live by. And take from it what's gonna serve you and leave what's not serving you in your life. Another strange thing that starts happening when you're alone is that the more aware you become, the harder for you to fit everywhere. You stop fitting everywhere. You do not fit everywhere. You start noticing what other people ignore. You start noticing manipulation faster. The small talk, the short talk starts being fake to you. You cannot do it anymore. This does not mean that you're better than anyone. No, you're not better than no one. You just have a different kind of awareness now and different interests. That's why you should still respect everyone and every culture, every belief, and do not cross limits, as you don't want your limits to be crossed also. These kind of relationships start sounding fake to you because you started being true to yourself and to others. Because you're not a people pleaser anymore. You do not say things just to please people, or you do not do things just to please people. You started driving validation internally. You do not seek it externally anymore. You have lived in silence enough to know about all the sides that make you validate yourself. And there was no one to validate you. So you developed the skill of validating yourself. Believe me when I say you will start loving yourself and truly loving yourself. You do not just say it, you start truly loving yourself. Because as I said in the beginning of the video, you start asking the why. And why, after another why, after another why. Why do I not love myself? Why do I think like that? Why do I think that I'm worthless? Why do I think that I don't deserve this thing or this thing? You keep removing a why layer by layer until you get to the core. And you usually find it that have been decided by other people and what you have been told in your childhood and what have been imposed on you. So you stop caring about what other people think. When you're alone, you understand yourself. You start understanding yourself. What do you like? What you don't like? What should be done? What shouldn't be done? What's right? What's wrong? What is your maximum? What is your minimum? What is the standard? What is the bare minimum you are not accepting? What are the morals you are standing for? You start thinking for yourself. That's why you start knowing who you are. And the powerful things that comes from knowing who you are is neither compliments nor insults mean anything to you. Compliments, they should flatter you. No. They will not flatter you anymore because what will people tell you about yourself? You already know it. You have lived enough with yourself. What are they going to compliment you for? You know that. Well, thank you, you receive it, but it does not change anything in your world. The same as insults. You know you. What are they gonna insult in you? What do you not know about yourself? What are they gonna shock you with? Nothing. You love yourself. You know who you are. You know your value. Your value starts being driven from you. Your self-esteem starts being driven from you internally. You do not depend on no one's opinion to tell you that you're lovable or not, to tell you that you're good or not, to tell you that you're bad or not. Now tell me if you still fear loneliness. Being alone enough makes you independent financially, professionally, and emotionally. You stop burdening people with your emotions. You're not emotional anymore. You are less reactive because you do not want anything from anyone. You are everything to yourself. You start being everything to yourself. The love you begged and you seeked from people before, now you are the love. And that love, you give it to yourself. You give all of your energy to yourself. The attention you seeked before, you're not seeking it anymore because you are now confident in who you are. You start solving problems by yourself, and that makes you strong and that makes you resilient. And that gives you wings. The wings to fly alone. Whatever happens after, whatever betrayal becomes after, because let's be real, it's life. Whatever shock becomes after, you're not on the floor like you used to be. You don't have wings, you fly. That's what loneliness teaches you. You start protecting yourself because you understood how much you have suffered and how much your body did to survive. Just to survive the trauma that made you go lonely and alone in the first place. Your body fought for you. That's why you start loving it, protecting it with sleep and good nutrition and movement and avoiding stress and avoiding any environment or group of people that's gonna make you doubt it, that's gonna make you feel bad about how you look or how you sound or what you do in your life or your job. Your standards literally get high because you start filling your own cup. You tell yourself that you are doing amazing. That's why anyone that tells you the opposite just becomes noise to you. You tell yourself that you are beautiful. Anyone who shames how you look becomes noise to you. You know you trust you. And the other thing is you start being so forgiving with yourself. Because you understand everything you have went through, all the suffering, and you understand that you're just a human. You made mistakes. You're gonna make them tomorrow. You made them today. You made them yesterday. You're gonna make them in the future. You're gonna keep always making them. You're just a human. You're not a robot. You're not a machine. You're just a human that is evolving and never gonna stop evolving. Until the day you die, you're never gonna stop developing. And evolving means making mistakes. How would you learn if you don't make mistakes? You learn to comfort yourself and to motivate yourself and to clap for yourself when no one is clapping for you because you have done that for a very long time. You developed the skill. Congratulations if you are alone. You start seeing that your peace does not depend on anyone. It depends just on you. You start being zen, actually. Inside all of the chaos happening in the environment, you're zen. And you are grateful. Gratefulness and blessings fill your life. Because you now vibrate from very different energy, from love energy and from gratitude energy. You are grateful for the loneliness itself that led you to be that amazing human being that you are now. That led you to this awareness, that led you to love yourself, to understand yourself, to be compassionate with you and with others. Solitude was the price of clarity. And I want to say something very important. I think that the period where you are alone in it should be just a phase. A phase so you can understand yourself and who you are. And no one can tell you who you are after this phase. So you can understand what you want. How do you work? What do you want to work for? What makes you creative? What burns you out? What motivates you? What makes you work more? What makes you work less? Everything, you understand everything about yourself. And then you socialize again. But this time differently. This time you are someone who does not want anything from people. You are everything to yourself. You look for genuine, true connection with other people. The kind of relationships that have no hate, no comparison, no competition. You're not competing with anyone because you understood that you're not in a race with no one on this earth. You're just here to be you and to do what you want and to observe and to live your life to the fullest with your own standards, not with no one's standards. You are not in a race with no one. You are in a race with yourself to become better every day, to love yourself every day a little bit more. You start vibrating from a love energy that you speak just love, that you speak just gratitude, that you speak just good things get out from your mouth. The relationships you're gonna have now are the ones that respect you, respect your mind, does not cage you. The ones where you can be fully yourself. The ones where there's no social mask put on. The mature ones. The true ones. The backup ones. And tell me now if you see loneliness as a burden anymore. Loneliness is never a burden. Loneliness is the tool that led you to be the person who you are now, and the tool that will lead you to a different type of people. The tool that's gonna create a very different future for you. The tool that opens the door of creativity wide open on your face. The tool that brings you peace and teaches you that your peace is the most important asset, the most important thing you can have. You do not trade it with nothing else. After being alone, your peace becomes a priority. You do not trade it, just simply like that. I love you. And I hope I changed your mind. And I love you the way you are, and the way you will be after your loneliness, and the way you will evolve until the last day. I love you. I hope you have a good day or a good night, and goodbye. Guys, when you chop broccoli, wait about 30 minutes before cooking it. Like that, the vegetable will produce more sulforaphane. This is a compound that is linked to cancer protection because when broccoli is cut, an enzyme inside it starts converting natural compounds into sulforaphane. If you cook it immediately, the heat can destroy that enzyme, but waiting a little before cooking allows this reaction to happen first. So be patient.